asperità. Siamo proprio eroici, noi che stiamo ancora qua, con il cuore impavido, con la dignità di chi ha un grande spirito, di chi ama la città. Ma oramai è più di un secolo, noi ci rivolgiamo a te. San Nicola, fai un miracolo.
Thank you and welcome to a new edition of the Vito Conenna Sports Show. My guest today is Felix Correa. Welcome to the show, Felix. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much, Vito.
Quite welcome. We have Brian behind the glass who's directing, Kenny Graham, Guy Cormier here as well, Felix's wife as well. So we got a lot to talk about. I think probably one of the most, the thing that's gotten the most focus is what happened over the weekend with Mario Balotelli, unfortunately being a victim of racism during the Brescia versus Verona game. There was a chant from Luca Castellani, one of the Ultras fans for Verona, Luca Castellani, and now he has been given an 11-year ban to never come back to a stadium in 11 years. But, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I think I would have given him a ban for life, you know. It's unfortunate what had happened because Mario Balotelli was minding his own business, just playing the game, and then he, you know, obviously getting taunted, you know, he kicked the ball into the stands, and at one point he was going to stop play. So, you know, where is
his parents from?
Mario Balotelli's parents are from Ghana. They immigrated to Italy. Mario Balotelli was born in Palermo, and part of the reason the guy said that that he was not totally Italian, which, you know, isn't true because he was born in Italy. So
I think they should be a little more harder on the guys who you know, do these kind of things. Just like in the United States, where you know, it's not allowed at all, this kind of behavior.
Sure, 100%. I mean, and Balotelli is an important player not only for Serie A but for the national team, because in 2012 Mario Balotelli was the reason we got to the final. He scored important goals against Germany. Him and Cassano were a great tandem. And at 29 years old, he still could do a lot. He still could offer a lot to the national team. Roberto Mancini is considered like another father to Balotelli. And Mancini said to Balotelli, if you continue to playing well, you're going to be called up. And you know what? They got 2 games coming up, November 15th and another game on the 18th. They already wrapped up qualification, but there's 2 games left on the schedule to play. And I feel that, you know, if the Italians are going to win the Euro Cup, they have to win it with him because he's just an important part. You know, he's a physical presence. He's a very great striker in the box. So it's unfortunate what had happened, but I think Balotelli will come back bigger, better than ever. And they got a game this week against Torino on Saturday, and now they just hired a new coach. Codini was fired, and now they have Fabio Grosso, who was the man who scored the winning goal in 2006 when Italy won the World Cup, and he recently coached Bari, and also he was the reason why Verona got the Serie A because that was his team, and they fired him a month before the season last year in Serie B.
Well, la settimana scorsa è stata bella per il calcio italiano, no? Roma ha vinto ancora una volta anche internazionale Inter. There's people who like Inter a lot. They're on the, you know, not on the top of the table. But Juventus is doing very well. They got 29 points.
Yeah, Juventus is doing pretty good, but they're only a point ahead, so there's a lot of soccer to be left. The only thing I want to go back to Balotelli is on the national team, he's got 14 goals and 36 caps. That's more than Ciro Immobile. Immobile has only got 38 caps, 8 goals, less than Balotelli. Not even Belotti's got as many goals as Balotelli in the national team. Belotti's got 8 goals, 26 caps. El Shaarawy, 24 games, and the national team, 4 goals. Insigne, 33 games, 6 goals. And Domenico Berardi, 5 games and no goals. So, you know, it's remarkable that Balotelli's been a great player to the national team. And I think he continues to play like he's doing. I think he's definitely going to find his way back on the team. And that's his goal, to get back on the national team. So, you know.
It's a good thing for a player to be able to travel around Europe, playing for big teams like he had. Sure. He's played for some great teams, and it's not necessary that he learns the language for every country that he visits. But you know, he's an Italian player, so hopefully they'll have him, you know, for the Italian team. Now there are teams that did very well last week. You know, Juventus won the the derby, right?
Yeah, they beat
And
Torino 1-0.
Torino was playing very well.
Yeah.
There's many fans for Torino were, chanting and wanted Torino to win. But it's just not the case. Juventus played very well. They had a goal from the guy. It was a Dutch guy, right?
Yeah. The Dutch, he scored his first goal for Juventus. That's true.
Right. So yeah, it was a great goal. I mean, they had a great formation.
Sure.
Sirigu. Chesney for the goalie. It's amazing how Buffon came back. From nowhere. I mean,
Yeah.
he was already retired.
Sure.
And
Well, he came to break the record. It's Paolo Maldini's all-time appearance record, which Buffon eventually did break. I mean, as we go through the table, Juventus leads 29 points, Inter 28, Roma 22, Lazio 21, Atalanta 21, Cagliari 21, Napoli 18, Fiorentina 16, Verona 15, Parma 14, Milan 13, Udinese 13, Bologna 12, Torino 11, Sassuolo 10, Lecce 10, Genoa 8, Sampdoria 8, Brescia and Spal on last place 7 points. Spal is in very danger. I'm surprised they haven't got rid of their coach yet, but I don't think if they don't get something, they don't produce this week, he might be the next firing in Serie A.
Do you think they might be relegated? Do you think that
It's too early. It's 11 games. We still, 38 games decides the season. That's in May, so it's too early to tell. But
their top scorer was Antonucci.
Yeah, now he's with Bari now.
All right.
November 8th, Friday, Sassuolo, Bologna. Brescia's playing Torino. On Saturday, Inter, Verona, and Napoli, Genoa. Those are the games upcoming. Want to talk about the leaders in Serie A. Ciro Immobile has got 13 goals, 4 from the PK. Romelu Lukaku, 9 goals, 3 from the PK. Luis Muriel, the Colombian, 8 goals, 3 from the PK. Domenico Berardi, 7 goals, none from the PK. He continues at this pace. Mancini will probably call him very soon. Duvan Zapata, another Colombian. Atalanta, 6 goals. Bellotti, the Italian national, 5 goals, 2 from a PK. Cristiano Ronaldo, same thing, 5 goals, 2 from the PK. Zeko, the Bosnian, 5 goals. João Pedro from Cagliari, Brazilian, 5 goals. Christian Kume, the Ivory Coast player from Genoa, 5 goals. Marco Mancuso from Lecce, 5 goals. Lautaro Martinez, the Argentine from Inter, 5 goals. Milik has got 5. Cornelius, 4 goals from Denmark. Correa, no relation to you, the Argentine, Lazio, 4 goals. He scored the winner against AC Milan. Donnarumma from Brescia, 4 goals. The Italian Papu Gomez from Argentina, Atalanta, 4 goals. Ilicic, the Slovenian from Atalanta, 4 goals. Kolarov, 4 goals. Mertens, 4 goals. He's Belgium international with Napoli. Ciccio Caputo, the Barese player with Sassuolo, 3 goals. Castrovilli, who's Barese, start off with the Barese U team. He's got 3 goals. He's been pointed on lately now with Fiorentina.
How do you like Petagna? Petagna is from Spal.
Yeah, Petagna's been playing good. He's got 3, but he's a big presence too. But you know what? His team's in last place. Zaniolo's been playing good. The last couple of games, he scored a couple of goals. He's got 3 goals with Roma. So we'll have to see how this all factors in. This is the top
We all
players.
like Roma. I think Roma is a great team. There's many
Yeah.
fans that are really, they cheer for the team. They really like Roma.
Absolutely.
The way they play. Tseko, it's a good
Yeah, they've
player.
been playing better now, Roma. I want to talk about, let's go to Serie B, then we're going to go to Serie C. In Serie B, we have Benevento leading the way. Benevento was recently in Serie A not too long ago. 24 points. Perugia now is in second with 19. Chievo Verona, recently in Serie A, they got 18 points. Pordenone, 18 points. Salernitana, former coach of the Italian national team, Giampiero Ventura. He's with Salernitana now. He's doing well with them. He's trying to bring them to Serie A, former body coach. Crotone, 18 points. Empoli, 17 points. Ascoli, 17. Cittadella, 17. Pescara, 16. Virtus Entella, 15. Frosinone, 14. Pisa, 13 points. It's been a while since they've been in Serie A. Venezia, coached by Pippo Inzaghi, 13 points. Spezia, 12. Cremonese, 12. Cosenza, 11. Livorno, 10. Juve Stabia, 10. And Trapani's in 6 points. Want to also mention that the MLS Cup Final is coming up. That's going to be November 10th. Second seed, Seattle Sounders, led by Harry Shipp and Jordan Morris, against Toronto, led by Altador, Michael Bradley, and Omar Gonzalez. That's on Univision Channel 7, 3 p.m. And also USA Canada and soccer, ESPN2, coming up November 15th, 7 p.m. That's the Nations League. And then they're playing Cuba November 19th, 7:30 p.m. on FS1. And the first MLS game in 2020 will be March 21st. That will be Chicago versus Atlanta. So that's already been announced. So I wanted to mention those things. Also, Serie C, where Bari is, Regina leads the way with 31 points. Ternana 26, Monopoli 25, Potenza 24, Bari 23, Vertebese 21, Teramo 21, Catanzaro 20, Vimbonese 17, Virtus Francavilla 17, Catania 17 with 1 point penalty, Paganese 16, they also penalized 1 point, Avellino 14, Picerno 13, Cavese 13, Rieta 12, Biscelle 10. That is the next opponent for Bari. Sciola Leonzo 9, Rende 6. Biscelle Bari will be a derby. They both. Biscelle is from the province of Barletta, Andria, and Trani, the same region as Bari, the Puglia region. So they'll be playing them November 10th. Bari's got to get points. If they want to catch Regina, they need to get a winning streak together very soon. Today, what went down, Felix, I know Brian had mentioned he saw the game. Lokomotiv Moscow lost to Juventus. Juventus beat them 2-1 in Russia. The first goal was Ramsey in the 3rd minute, then Mirko Chuk scored in the 12th, and then Douglas Costa in injury time got the winner.
Russia has some great players, but
Yeah.
that doesn't really mean a lot. You know, when it comes to a team is a team has 11 players, so everybody has to play very well, and they have to win.
Sure. And Atalanta tied Manchester City 1-1. Sterling scored in the 7th minute, then Pasalic tied it up in the 49th. But Atalanta is almost eliminated. It's almost impossible for them to move on to the next round, they're saying. Now, Lazio's got to play Celtic tomorrow, 12:55, the Europa League, and then Borussia Mönchengladbach versus Roma. That's the other game coming up. So that was interesting. Also want to mention Ibrahimovic. Every day he's rumored to a different team. First they said possibly Inter, then Milan, then Napoli. Now they're saying Bologna. It's not impossible, but they need $8 million. So if they show him the money, then you'll be seeing him coming to Bologna more than likely. So we'll see. You know, Bologna could definitely use him. You know, that he would definitely be a big help to them. That's for sure. He everywhere he goes, you know, he's an impact player. So that's a hot topic that I wanted to bring up. The assist leaders, let's see if we got those. Yeah, we should have those. And then we're going to cover the under-17 World Cup, which is very important. So the assist leaders, Felix and Serie A, Luis Alberto, Spain international, 7 goals. 7 assists, rather. Alfred Duncan, the Ghanaian from Sassuolo, 5. Papo Gomez, 5 assists. Kolaski, the Swedish player from Parma, 5. Giglione, the Italian player from Genoa, has got 4. Ciro Immobile, 4 assists. Insigne, 4. Callejon, the Spaniard from Napoli, 4 goals. Pellegrini's got 4 assists. Francesco Caputo from Bari, Altamura Bari, 3 assists. Marin de Roon, the Dutch player from Atalanta, 3. Gervinho, 3 assists. Milankovic Savic has got 3 assists. Orsolini from Bologna, 3. Romulo, 3. Stefano Sensi, 3. Toloi, 3. Barella, Baselli, 2. Bentancur, 2. Domenico Berardi, 2. Castrovilli, 2. Chiesa, 2. Delbert, 2. De Vrij, the one who scored for Juventus, he's got 2 assists. He scored his first goal in Serie A this week against Torino. Douglas Costa, 2. Fabian Ruiz, 2. Frula, 2. Sofrezza, 2. Guzins, 2. Hadbor, 2. Kolarov, 2. Colme, 2. Bai, 2. Veloso, Nandez, Palisic, Ribéry, Simeone, all 2 assists. So,
what do you think about Ribéry back in Serie A?
He's been making a big impact. He's been really
Fiorentina. They
showing
really like him, huh?
He's been showing his value. Want to talk about, which is a hot topic, is the under-17 World Cup. The groups went down. Basically, Nigeria and Ecuador, from where you're from, they tied 6 points. They both advanced to the next round. France in Group C, 9 points. South Korea, 6. Chile had 3. They didn't go on. Haiti, 0. Group D, Japan had 7. Senegal had 6. Netherlands, 3. United States, 1. Group E, Spain, 7. Argentina, 7. They moved on. Paraguay, 7. Just a point ahead of Italy. Mexico did not move on with 4, and Solomon Islands 0. So in this in this tournament, Paraguay played the next game. They played Mexico, and let's see what happened there. Actually, let me go to the knockout stages. Round of 16, South Korea lost. They got eliminated. They lost to Netherlands. They lost to Mexico, rather, 2-1. And Netherlands beat Spain 3-2 to move on. So now, today, Brazil played Chile. It was a 6 o'clock game. France, Australia, they played at 6. Ecuador, Italy, tomorrow at 2:30 p.m.
Well, Ecuador won against Hungary, right?
Yeah.
3-2.
And also Paraguay tomorrow playing Argentina at 6 p.m. Netherlands already punched their ticket. They're in the quarterfinal, are waiting to see who they're going to play. South Korea is waiting to see who they're going to play as well. So this is an interesting tournament. The top Italian internationals, Lorenzo Colombo, the forward, Andrea Capone, the midfielder, Nicolo Kudryk, the forward, and Lorenzo Pirolo, the defender. So let's see how far Italy can go. It'd be nice to see them go to the final. Time will tell if they can get to that. That's always, you see the next wave of talent in these tournaments. So, I wanted to bring that one up.
Yeah, I think it's about the money. Guys who are making a lot of money and they've been transferred from big teams. They are the ones who they are struggling. When they first start, it's not easy. But you see this guy Lukaku, right? Lukaku came from Manchester United, and Inter paid $65 million.
Exactly, it was a record transfer, but he's been coming through 9 goals.
Euros.
He's coming through. So with Inter, the big loss is no Sanchez for 3 months. He won't be coming back to the new year. He was actually the spark plug for them before he got hurt and he was disqualified. He didn't play against Juventus. But it's going to be a good Serie A race between Juventus and Inter this year. You can see that's going to be very competitive.
Well, we like the guy, the light. He's his first goal, as you can see. He was transferred from Ajax. Ajax is a big team in the Netherlands, and they pay 75 million euros for this guy. So hopefully he'll be doing okay, and we are all happy to see Buffon back on the team.
Oh yeah, no, without a doubt. He's who knows? He's still healthy. A couple of games ago he looked, made incredible stops. So, as long as he's still healthy, who knows how long Buffon could play? He could probably still go another few years. He still feels like he can make an impact, and he really is.
We all need these guys, these new guys like the light. He's.
I think as far as the Italian national team goes, November 15th and 18th, I think Roberto Mancini, the way Castrovilli's playing, it looks like he may call him up. Nicolo Zaniolo, Balotelli probably might get called up. He does well against, this week against Torino. He's, it might be another call up. So we'll see how that goes. What else can we talk about? Well, there was a New York City Marathon. No surprise that the Kenyans, they've been dominating this tournament, first and second place. Men's side, I think on the women's side too, they won. So, they've been phenomenal when it comes to running. I wanted to bring that up too because that's a big event.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's a big event. They closed down the the main roads, and it wasn't really easy to move around on Sunday. So I guess it's just the way it is. It's like when big teams play in a city, it's very difficult to drive your vehicle anywhere.
For sure. So even though this is a soccer show, I had to mention the New York City Marathon because it's such a world event. So that was something that is talked about and is a big spectacle. They come from all over the world to see it.
Well, Roma was a great game. Roma, Napoli, right?
Roma won that game. Napoli's been slacking so far. They haven't been the same team as they were last year. We'll see if they could turn it around.
Well, you got this guy Zaniolo, right? Zaniolo is a young guy, 20 years old, Italian. He's a midfielder. He's tall. So, the guy, he just came from Inter, right? Inter. They pay 4.5 million euros. And this kid can do very well. Who knows?
For sure. And if you want to check what the schedule is on Sunday, I mentioned the games for Saturday for Serie A. By all means, if you want to see, we could pull up those. Yeah, I might have. Let me see if I have it.
Yeah, check it out. Yeah, I think some of these new players, they are young and they are ready, but they really need a good coach, someone that leads them the right way. There are players that have been playing for a long time, like Cristiano Ronaldo. He knows his stuff very well, so he doesn't really need a lot of direction, instruction in any way. But it's always important to remember that some of these players have to, be part of the team. If they are part of a team, they belong to a team, and there's an order. Uh, there are rules that they have to follow. And that's the important thing about playing soccer. Soccer is a big game, but Juventus is a team that has been there for a long time. Juventus is a team that Torino. Anybody who's been Torino, they know Juventus. And they struggle, but you know what? They have the money to support the team.
Oh yeah, there's no question about it. I got the Serie B schedule. If you pull up the A, or also have to look for the Serie A. I may have it somewhere. But week 12, Cremonese is playing Salernitana, Crotone, Ascoli, Empoli, Pescara, Frosinone, Chievo, Juve Stabio, Benevento, Perugia, Cittadella, Pisa, Spezia, Trapani, Cosenza, Venezia, Livorno, Virtus Entella versus Pordenone. That's going to be week 12. That's where we're at now. Because they got 11 games in. So week 12 is coming up for Serie B as well as, Serie A. So wanted to mention that. And Cagliari looks like the surprise team in Serie A. I mean, they're in fourth place. Rolando Moran, who coaches them, used to be the coach of Bari. And when they were in Serie A, he used to coach them too. So Moran, maybe he can do something with Cagliari. Maybe they could be Europa League. I mean, it'll be a shock if they can get to the Champions League. We'll see if they can continue at this pace. It's very early, but they've been playing very good soccer. They've been, them and Atalanta have been the stories of Serie A in terms of the surprises. And even Lecce, they tied Juventus a couple weeks ago. Sassuolo, they were beating them 2-1. They were beating them 1-0. They're from the Puglia region also. They almost beat Sampdoria. Sampdoria tied them at the last moment. Lecce's been a good road team. They're playing Lazio this week on the road. So Lecce's been, when they play tough teams, they've been very competitive. They got 10 points. Let's see what happens with them.
Well, I think Lazio's strength is the fact they have Immobile. Immobile is a great scorer. He's on the top of the table.
Hopefully Immobile can bring what he does in Serie A to the national team, because
13 goals. He's got 13 goals.
Unfortunately, he hasn't been scoring that much with the national team. I mean, he snapped out of a drought not too long ago. He scored a goal that he hadn't scored in a long time for the national team. Hopefully, what he's doing in Serie A could carry forward to the national team, because that counts just as much. And they're going to need Immobile. If Italy's going to win the Euro Cup in 2020, it's going to have to be because of his scoring. His assist, his scoring.
Well, they got a lot of top scorers that are Italian for these teams. Of course, you got Immobile, Berardi, Belotti.
Yeah.
But not everybody's gonna be able to play in the team. So
that's the thing. I mean, there's only so many players that Mancini could bring. So when the cutoff comes, whatever it is, if it's 23 or 24, if FIFA says you're allowed to bring 25 players or 26, there's only so many players. So that's why it's important to impress every week in Serie A, or if there's anybody called from abroad, they have to make an impact. But, the Italian team has done very well in qualifying. Hopefully now, when it comes to the real games, which are going to count, which is the Euro Cup, that they could do something big. Because 4 years ago, they didn't do bad, but the Italian fans want them to go further. They got eliminated to Germany in the quarters. Hopefully they could get to the final. We'll have to see.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Roma is a great team. They always get these new players and try to impress.
I think Roma will. There's been criticism with them, but I think they have enough to do pretty good. With the pickup of Spinazzola. Then they got the guy from Armenia. They have some interesting players. They need, Pastore, who is a big player for them. They need him to come up big. They need certain players to find their own and to produce. But, the Euro Cup, before you know it'll be here. Time is just going by. And I think Belgium and Croatia could do very well in this Euro Cup as well. I have big expectations for those teams.
Well, Croatia's always been very competitive, and they showed it the last time of the World Cup. They did okay, and they were playing, really, really rough. And you know what? It's about, being able to play and do well.
Oh, of course. I mean, it's nice to see new teams win the Euro Cup. Like 4 years ago when Portugal won it, that was nice. That Cristiano Ronaldo finally won a big tournament like that, on the international stage. And then recently he won the Nations League. So, I mean, the only thing missing for him is the World Cup. He'll get another crack at it, in 2022 in Qatar. That'll be the first winter fall classic. But
that's going to be a really difficult World Cup, I think, for the players, because it's going to be really hot.
Yeah.
The weather is not really going to help. It's not going to help at all, because they're going to be sweating, very bad, because it's like, the temperatures are tremendous.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure that they're going to have, people to follow, and the fans will follow, but it's mostly going to be like on television. Some of these these big television the television is gonna be the factor there. The sponsors, they're gonna have to try to put it on TV, and so that the fans can follow how the teams are doing.
And also the Olympics, the Summer Games will be in Tokyo, Japan. So, it'd be nice to see what'll happen there in terms of soccer. Where we're gonna see, teams like Italy, can they actually do something? Because in these tournaments, they haven't done as great as they have with the other tournaments. So that's going to be an interesting thing as well.
Well, soccer is a important. It's a big game, and you as a fan would like to follow the teams throughout the world. It's just not the case. It's just not going to happen all the time, because there's some venues that are very difficult to visit, for different reasons, and that is why sometimes you have to rely on communication, on television and stuff like that. So I'm sure that many people would like to see the games and the scores for the next World Cup. I'm gonna be one of them. I don't think I will be going to Middle East, but
Well, that's all we have for today. It was a great show. We thank Brian for directing, Kenny, Guy Cormier. Thank you for watching. Thanks for helping us out. And we'll see you next time for a new edition of the Vito Conenna Sports Show. Have a good night from CTV Studio.
Si è voltato pagina e se n'è andata via tutta quella ruggine dalla bandiera mia.